Okay, so what we're going to do now is I have some questions for these students, and I'm going to, if it's working too, they're going to need it, right? I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves, just really briefly. Tell us your name, a little bit about your family, how much, or if you were homeschooled, where you are in school now, or where you're going to be in the fall if you're transitioning.
Hello, everybody. My name is Andrea Groves, and just yesterday was my last day of high school. I've done, thank you. And so I've been homeschooled my whole life, and these past 6 years I've been doing classical conversations. I went through all the challenges. And then for my next step, I am not absolutely certain what I want to do, but I know I need to make some kind of plan, at least for now. So I am planning for now to go and study nutrition.
Okay, thanks.
My name is Jessica Stockton, and I've been in classical conversations for the past 7 years, and I too just graduated yesterday with Andrea. So, both my parents work for CC, so it's just kind of been, that's a part of our life for quite a while. I plan on going to Bryan College in Tennessee this fall, and I'm going to major in biology. I hope to be a surgeon, get into medical missions, so that's my plan as of right now.
And your track, tell us about track.
Oh yes, I got a scholarship to Bryan to run cross country and track for them, so I'm really excited about that as well. Get to do all of the things that I love kind of at the same place, so I'm excited.
My name is Sarah Ellison, and I've been in CC for 6 years. My mom is the Virginia State Manager, so like Jessica, it's been part of our lives for a while. I'd also graduated yesterday with them, and in the fall, I will be going to Patrick Henry College to study American politics and policy.
Great.
Hello, my name is Dominic Vidito, and I'm a freshman at George Mason University. I graduated CC last year from, these are my classmates, so. I did challenge B, 2, and 3, and so I missed geography. All my younger siblings throw that in my face all the time, but I'm undeclared right now. I'm just doing general education, and other than that, I don't have a plan.
So the reason I wanted to have you guys here is because I'm trying to figure out a new way to talk to you about what you're doing. Now, did y'all get the email? Okay. What it is, I sent an email so they would be able to think a little bit. And it's just like a story I opened up with when my children are asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? We're trying to think of new answers. And even if you guys, you know, Andrea, right? I don't know why, but you seem to be struggling because you don't feel like you've had like this specific answer for where you're going next or what you're going to do. There needs to be a plan. And I think we made her feel that way. What if she just wanted to hang out with her mom for a year because she thinks she's the best mother in the world and she wants to learn how to be a wife? And then she puts that on her resume. All right. So what questions do people ask you as homeschooled students? Okay, now you're all adults now. I'm sure people ask you questions. Which questions did you like? Which ones did you not like? Which questions do you wish they actually asked you? It's pretty much what I sent in the email. So who wants to go first? Is anyone going to answer you? Okay.
Well, I actually don't get asked very much questions, but it came up that I was homeschooled with one of my George Mason classmates one time, and she's like...
A little closer. Can you guys hear?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay. One of my George Mason classmates asked me, why did you homeschool? And it took me a while to give her a good answer, but I don't know if I have one yet. But as I said, I don't really know why I homeschooled over not homeschooling. But I know that's what I want to do, or that I'm glad I did that. And basically, I just didn't have any regrets.
You're glad you did that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would it have been okay to say because that's what my family loved and I love my family?
Oh yeah.
Is that not an acceptable answer?
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I'm from a family of 10. The older half, I'm number 6. The older half did public schooling, and the younger half didn't. And so that's all I've known is homeschooling, but so I've had my parents telling me that's good, I feel like it's good, and then my older brothers and sisters saying, you're doing the right thing.
Good. Okay, we'll pass it to someone else.
I get a lot, do you like being homeschooled or do you enjoy it? Of course I do. I love being homeschooled. I went to a Christian school for first grade, and my grandma was my teacher, and I liked that, but whenever we decided to homeschool, and then all my siblings below me, I just noticed this huge thrive in our family. I think they kind of expected me to say I didn't like it. Yeah.
So just saying you liked it was enough of a surprise?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think some of the questions that I get a lot, especially just from peers my own age that go to public school, is, well, what do you do? Like, how do you do school? You just sit around at home all day, and like, how do you make friends? And I guess kind of the thing that goes through my mind is like, I do school at home, I do my schoolwork, and obviously I don't sit at home all day, and I have friends, because look, I'm sitting here talking to you, having an intelligent conversation. But I usually try and be polite, so. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, recently, most of the questions I've been getting are, what are you going to do this summer? Or what are you going to do next after high school? So I answer them with, the answers that I have. But some questions that I don't know, enjoyed people asking were kind of what the other students here were talking about, like, what is homeschooling? Do you like it? Why do you do it? So there was just actually a public school student that asked me that question, and I really think homeschooling is so great. So I enjoyed answering her questions and explaining what it is and why I personally like it.
Okay, good. All right, so does it give you, I'm going to pick on you two because you're past the point and you're still thinking, does it make you feel comfortable that when people say, so what are you doing next year? You can say, oh, well, I'm going to Patrick Henry, or I'm going to Bryan, or I have scholarships. Does it make you feel like normal?
Yeah, it does. I guess. Yeah, there's definitely those expectations because, like before I had it planned out, I was like, well, I'm just kind of looking around. It's like, oh, where are you looking? I'm like, I don't know, it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, I'm just around. So I guess there is just kind of like, you feel like you have to meet, like, I guess kind of the levels they're putting on you. Like, you want to try and be where they want you to be, so.
Yeah. Who's they?
The person who's asking, like, I guess, yeah, just pretty much just the general public.
Who's there?
Yeah, I would agree. I think any homeschooler or high schooler in general likes people to take notice of them and ask them, take interest in what they want to do when they grow up. So homeschoolers are the same way, and it does feel normal to tell them that you're going to go to college because maybe people don't expect homeschoolers to do that. I don't know.
Is it, I'm sure you all have known, you said your own siblings, homeschooled students who got to go to high school, say 9th grade, they stopped homeschooling. Do you think they probably feel the way you feel? How about you when you went to school?
What is the question?
Well, in other words, can you appreciate why a 9th grader might say, I'm glad I'm done being homeschooled because they feel normal, like they're going to school? Did you have that sense when you went last year?
Did I feel like I was normal since I was going to college? Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
like you were doing something everybody else does. This was a normal thing to do. Oh.
Yeah, a little bit. Definitely a shock. I mean, I was my big family, but
Just saying
walking
you're-
the campus of George Mason with like throngs of people is a big change. It did feel normal, but also felt like I was an undercover agent or something.
That's, what I wanted to hear from them, and maybe I'm putting words in your mouth, but I sent you the email ahead of time. Do any of you have actually a question that you wish people would ask you, though, instead of the ones they normally ask you? No one thought of one? It's you? No?
I like when people ask us our opinion of things. They usually, do you like to be homeschooled? Just the generics. But when they ask you about specifics, whether it's issues or, I guess mainly issues for me at least, whether it's political or educational, what is your opinion on this? And then when you can actually defend that because of what you've been trained to do in classical conversations and in homeschooling, they're kind of blown away that a high schooler can have an intelligent conversation with you and defend their opinion.
Yeah.
I think one question that I kind of wish people would ask is, what do you think the benefits of homeschooling are? Do you feel like you're better off? Because so often I feel like I have to get on the defensive side when people are talking to me about homeschooling, and I'd rather not be on the defensive side. I'd rather be like, wow, look at all these great things instead of, defend. It's more kind of like get on the aggressive side.
Right. Because of time, I'll go to the audience. Who has a question for these students? 'Cause I have a few more. Go ahead. Can you run it to them? Or can you yell at us? Yell, go ahead. Yeah, we can hear you.
You all homeschool your children one day.
Good question. Will you homeschool your children one day?
Yes, I really do want to homeschool my children one day. I think it's like the best form of education, and definitely I expect classical conversations to still be around, and I'll definitely use that.
And her mother doesn't work for us.
I am in no way affiliated or paid by CC to tell you these things.
I think if I have kids, then yes, definitely. I would want them to learn in the same small type community.
Yeah, same. If I have children, then definitely.
Ditto.
That's enough to say. Just maybe for curiosity, we actually have 2 CC graduates who have children who are old enough to be in CC. So I'm really blessed by those 2 5-year-olds. So, anyways, we're second generation. Okay, are you sure? Any other questions? Yeah.
Did any of you all begin to experience burnout with just being in the same environment with seeing people, even within CC, since you all went through together, and how did your things work?
Does anybody want to say yes to that? You want to say no? 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 Does anybody say yes? Yeah, tell the problems. There's problems with everything.
All right, so I know, I can say from experience that as I've been going through high school, being homeschooled and just in the same CC group, like, most of the time I love it, and I'm like, wow, this is really great. I feel like I'm learning a ton. I'm really close to everybody who's been in my class. But there were times where I'm like, I just don't feel normal. Like, I'm tired of people asking me all the time, like, why are you homeschooled? Don't you have friends? And so I was like, I just want to go to school. Like, I want to be on the sports teams. I want to go to prom. And so I did have those times, but I'm really thankful to my parents that they didn't, because I was just looking back now, I realized that although it would have been fun, it wasn't the best thing in the long run. And so I'm really glad that they didn't put my temporary happiness over the long-term life benefits. So.
I want to ask each of them a question. Tell us, what was your process to get into school? What did you have to do to go to that college?
Well, first I had to make the decision, which I decided like 3 days until the application deadline. So I did a lot of writing and sweating at the computer. And of course I put together a transcript all of a sudden. I think we used the CC transcripts website thing.
Academicrecords.net.
Yes. That was very helpful. So I sent that in with all the required documents. And then once I was on campus, once they accepted me, which was a big surprise, I forget which forms it was, but I had to turn in a lot of like financial aid forms, immunization forms, that kind of thing. And each time they had to do a little something extra for me because I was homeschooled and I didn't have exactly everything. So like I'd hand somebody a document and they're like, well, what is this? I'm like, this is the, this is the bypass for that one document. So there's a lot of that, but after all that, finals are coming up, so I've been studying away.
Okay, good. And then for you, what credits did the school want from you, or did they care, or what was the transcript experience with Patrick Henry?
Yeah, well, I wanted to go to Patrick Henry for a long time. I didn't even apply to any other schools. And they have requirements on their website as far as credits go, and CC more than met those requirements. So the transcript we made up, and we got it all printed off and sent it in. Their acceptance came in the mail, and then more paperwork as far as scholarships and financial aid and that kind of thing. But yeah, it was a fairly straightforward process.
And then what did you tell us about your scholarship process? What was that like?
There's a couple different scholarship processes. The first was for athletics, so I run cross country and track, and the one for that was, there was actually a lady who does track, and she saw me run, so she actually contacted the coach of the college for me that I wanted to go to, which is Brian, and so then he kind of got a hold of me that way, and so I started to talk to him and tell him my times, and then he wanted to come out and watch me race, but we ended up just going up to the college for a weekend, and I got to hang out with the team and meet the coach, and he watched me do an interval workout, which was horribly hard, but it was a really great time, and so that was the athletic. And then there was an academic scholarship, which we had to have like certain SAT scores, and then you had to write a big long essay about the topic that they gave you, and so then you would send that essay in and they'd grade you on that, and then you had to come back for an interview. So you would interview with the professors of whatever major you were planning on going into. So I got to talk to some of the biology professors, and it was a laid back interview, but it was still very stressful, but it was definitely a lot of fun. So
Good. Okay, and on to, I have something for you. So I'm really proud of you three, and I'm glad that you did what you did. But she's the one that excites me. So, because I can ask her really interesting questions. Like, what are you passionate about?
That's a hard question, actually. I guess, so right now I don't have like a plan exactly for what I'm going to do next. I know that my life goal is to, glorify God in everything I do, and I know that God made us to do that and serve Him. So I know that anywhere that I'm going to go, it's going to be fine, even if it's not perfect, but I'll just glorify Him in everything I do, and that's my ultimate passion, because that's what I'm here for.
See the difference our questions can make in our students' lives. If we always go around with our 15, 16, 17-year-old friends and say, what college are you going to, or what are you going to be in a couple years, or that kind of thing, they're narrow questions. Instead of saying, hey, you got 24 hours tomorrow, what are you thinking of doing? Do you see what happens? We don't even know how to appreciate the basic gifts that we're given because we want to fit in these molds. Go ahead, though. What are you going to do? Sandy, what you going to do?
It's Sunday tomorrow. I'll probably go to church. I might tell everyone I'm going to die. I don't know what I would do.
Okay. Haven't thought about tomorrow. You wouldn't get through this conversation. All Sorry, you're back. Okay, well, any more questions from the audience? I'm sure you could ask all day these guys. Okay, gentlemen, way over there, right here.
This is for the young man. You're in your first year at George Mason, right?
Sir,
Okay. Do you find yourself comparing yourself to your peers and their experiences and their knowledge base? And how do you fare in that comparison?
yes, occasionally, or a lot actually, I do. I think a good example is when I was first signing up for classes and I put COM 100 down, public speaking. And I overheard these people talking next to me that they're taking COM 101 because it's interpersonal communication and they're not used to that. They're excited to be taking something that's not public speaking. So that really struck me as odd, going through CC and everything. So,
So you're not afraid to speak publicly, and they seem to be? Is that what you're saying? Or
no, I have a big fear of public speaking, actually. So that's not it. But just, I guess with being homeschooled in CC, I'm a lot more used to the interpersonal, talking in small groups kind of thing.
Another question, there's one over here. Can you yell it?
Public schooling?
No, homework.
Oh, homeschooling. I guess the advantages is that you get to grow a lot closer to your family because, God put us into families and I believe He did that for a purpose. And so just being able to be at home, you get to be with your family. And then so, when there's disputes, because they do happen, they get solved a lot quicker just because you have to be around each other. And it's like, life is not going to be happy until this gets solved. So let's just solve it right now. So that's just when, you want to solve things fast and get them over with.
She's one of 5 girls.
Yeah, a lot of sisters. So another benefit, I guess, would be that I can work at my own pace. Like, I know I have friends who go to the public school, and one thing that they get frustrated with is that, because there are some smart kids in public school, but they get frustrated with their classmates, because they're like, we're spending all this time in class on something that I already have down, but they're having to try and catch up my classmates who are just, they don't even try, so I don't even see why they're in class. So they get frustrated, and they're like, can't we just move on, please? So we get to work at a pace that's more personalized, and also just the one-on-one with the teacher, with our tutors and classical conversations. You develop much more of a relationship there, and I think I definitely learn better that way as opposed to just listening to somebody lecture the whole hour. So.
Good. We're going to take, Matt's saying we're out of time, so I'm going to say thank you to all of you, and they'll be around. You can ask questions later. Good. All right, thanks, guys.